In 1995, we started the band, Backtrackin, with Costa on bass and Mike on drums. Okay, from the beginning, we were a live band. We wanted to enter the stages and play live. Covers from rock music of the 60s and the 70s. We didn't go to studio, we didn't try to compose. It was not the intention. We wanted just to enter the stage and play the music that we've grown up. And then we asked George, who is a very good keyboard player and an even better vocalist, to join us and made the Pink Floyd tribute. The main idea was to capture the sound, the feel, the atmosphere of Pink Floyd's early years, let's say from 67 up to 73 or 75, because that was a time when Pink Floyd acted as a four-man band. That's what we are, four-man band. No twin guitars, no percussionists, no twin keyboards and so on. Just four men go on stage and do that job. We hoped, we knew, even long before we met each other and made the band, that someday we will do something like that. We will go on stage and play that music.
Shine on, you crazy diamond. Well, you wore out your welcome with random precision. Rode on this steel breeze.
Well, this is my first record, Dark Side record. I bought this in 1976. The record was made in 1974. Actually, it's a Greek edition, but it's an original one. Double sleeve, lyrics inside, and still plays. I don't have the inner sleeve. I just have the record, but it plays more than okay, I would say. And I have some other pieces here. Medal that was given to me at a party as a gift. It was 1978. The Milestone, Animals. Again with double sleeve, Greek edition, 1976 to 1977. I don't remember anymore when I got that. Still plays killer. Inner sleeve with lyrics, perfect. To me, maybe the best album of them. And here's something different. That's a German edition from Deutsche Grammophon. Atom Heart Mother, double sleeve, wasn't here like that. And I have in one sleeve there's the record, and in the other sleeve I have the Obscured by Clouds, where I didn't have the original sleeve from that, so I put it there. Both of them German editions. They play perfect, almost perfect even today. Wish You Were Here, almost damaged. That was borrowed by a friend, by a schoolmate, didn't bring him back. I kept it. And then another Milestone, Relics. I bought it in 1979, and it changed the way, or better said, it completed the way I was listening to Pink Floyd music. It was the early years. I wasn't that familiar with the early years at the time, and I started really enjoying all that work that had been done by Syd Barrett, and okay, the period when they were five with Mr. Gilmour together. Pretty much old vintage stuff, but still plays very well.
αριστερά μου, ο κύριος Κώστας Καπούσια και ο κύριος Φέντερ Precision.
Pink Floyd, έτσι ένα πολύ ενδιαφέρον tribute. Χρόνια πολλά έτσι είχαμε σκεφτεί, θέλαμε να το κάνουμε. Έτσι μας αγγίζει πολύ και μουσικά και το στιχουργικό κομμάτι, ο συνδυασμός όλος αυτός μουσικής και στίχων που όλα αυτά τα χρόνια είχαμε στο μυαλό μας, η ατμόσφαιρα, απλές μελωδίες που έχουν όμως τόσο μεγάλη σημασία και τόσο πολύ ενδιαφέρον. Καταφέραμε μαζί με τον Γιώργο Λαγογιάννη με την προσθήκη του να το πραγματοποιήσουμε. Έτσι, θα ήθελα λίγο να σταθώ στο κομμάτι ότι οι στίχοι έτσι έχουν τη δικιά του σημασία. Ίσως είναι και πιο επίκαιροι από ποτέ μέσα στη σημερινή εποχή και με όλα αυτά που ζούμε, που βιώνουμε. Σίγουρα αυτό παίζει και το ρόλο για σε μένα προσωπικά στο πόσο με αγγίζει ίσως λίγο περισσότερο από κάποια άλλα συγκροτήματα χωρίς ποτέ να αδικείς κάτι. Η όλη φιλοσοφία είναι αυτό, το ότι είμαστε τέσσερις, παλεύουμε να πιάσουμε τον ήχο που είχαν και οι Pink Floyd έτσι, στα πρώτα χρόνια. Το ενδιαφέρον έχει να κάνει λίγο έτσι αυτό, να το προσεγγίσουμε σαν κουαρτέτο, δηλαδή την πιο καθαρή περίοδο για μας των Floyd και πριν γίνουν έτσι πιο big band και αρχίζουν να έχουν άλλη προσέγγιση στα τραγούδια τους.
Έχουμε με τους Backtrackin κάνει αρκετό δρόμο από το 1995 μαζί, παίζουμε. Αυτό που είχαμε όμως αποθυμένο πάντα, πέραν των άλλων tribute που έχουμε κάνει, ήταν να κάνουμε ένα tribute Floyd. Αυτό έγινε πραγματικότητα γνωρίζοντας τον Γιώργο Λαγογιάννη, ο οποίος ήταν το κλειδί για να προχωρήσουμε να κάνουμε αυτό που όντως κάνουμε αυτή τη στιγμή. Ένα tribute στους Pink Floyd. Ήταν όλων μας αποθυμένο, πραγματοποιείται, προχωράει, πηγαίνει πάρα πολύ καλά και φυσικά όλοι βγάζουμε το αίσθημά μας μέσα από το tribute αυτό. Νομίζω ότι θα προχωρήσει για πολύ ακόμα.
Κοίτα, η Floyd εμένα είναι η μία από τις τρεις αγαπημένες μου μπάντες και έπρεπε να κάνω ένα tribute, μου το προτείναν τα παιδιά, πάρα πολύ ωραία πάει. Είμαστε τέσσερις και είναι πολύ δύσκολο και ως εκ τούτου παίζουμε και κομμάτια από την παλιά περίοδο που είναι πιο κουαρτέτο. Τραγουδάμε όλοι και είναι ωραία. Δύσκολο είναι αυτό, να βγει από τέσσερις, θέλει πολλή δουλειά με τους ήχους. Εμένα επίσης μου αρέσει γιατί σε όλες μου τις άλλες μπάντες παίζω μόνο πιάνο και Hammond και Rhodes, αλλά με τους Floyd έπρεπε να κάτσω να ασχοληθώ πολύ με ήχους, synth, samples και τέτοια και ήθελα να το κάνω πάντα αυτό και δεν είχα την ευκαιρία να το κάνω στο παρελθόν.
Last year was the 40th anniversary of the Dark Side of the Moon album, and in order to present it completely and more precise, we just needed a female voice, Chrysanthi, who is native speaker in English, was really very important to this job. And we asked her to join us and see what we can do. And it was nearly perfect. I mean, Chrysanthi is a very good singer. She's a very nice person. And she completes our Pink Floyd tribute show with her vocals. Not only the lead vocals on Great Geek and so on, but with really astonishing backing vocals in many other songs. During the time, we asked her to also to sing a lead part in songs that were not originally sung by a female, like Mother or Thin Ice, and I think it works perfect up to now. Glad to have Chrysanthi with us. When we decided to proceed with the Pink Floyd tribute, we knew we were gonna need some good cooperators for that. And first of all, we would like to show during the show some videos or animation images and so on screen. That's why we asked George, the other George Kyriakidis, who is, apart from a good guitar player, he's a video artist. He has studied this thing in UK, and this was a really major help to us to create the atmosphere. It was part of the atmosphere that.
Και με εμένα ξεκίνησε κάπως περίεργα το πράγμα. Είχα έρθει εδώ στο Lazy που είμαστε και τώρα να φέρω απλά τα βίντεο και κατέληξα να είμαι πάνω στο stage με τα παιδιά και να τα παρουσιάζω, και αυτό εξελίχθηκε μετά και άλλο. Έφτιαξα και άλλα animation πέρα από τα στάνταρ των Floyd. Έχω αναλάβει επίσης τη βιντεοσκόπηση καλή ώρα που κάνουμε τώρα, διαφόρων πραγμάτων, όπως και το υλικό το οποίο παρουσιάζεται στο κάθε live. Και εύχομαι να συνεχίσει, γιατί είναι πολύ ωραία εμπειρία και περνάμε και πολύ ωραία.
For the light show, we have Lambros. Lambros is an old drummer, an old friend from Costa from school. And we were together in a band back in 1988, Domestic Union. He was the drummer then. And now he helped us in many ways, and we asked him, since he is a musician and he understands well the parts of the show, to participate on the light show. And this works also very well, I have to say. Lambros knows the songs inside out, the parts and so on, and he can adapt in any venue we play the offered light conditions to the stage of our Pink Floyd tribute show. It's pretty good. About rehearsals, okay, we're lucky enough to have our own rehearsal room in Mike's house in the attic. We have modified and created our own rehearsal room, put our stuff in it, our own PA, our own amps, and so on. And now the situation is like that. We go inside, switch on, and play. No regulation, nothing. Everything is ready. Microphones set up and so on. Just go inside, switch on, and there we go. And we can work really relaxed and efficiently.
Είναι μεγάλη στιγμή που στο Lazy τα παιδιά συνεργάζομαι τόσο καιρό. Όλα τα tributes τα έχουν κάνει εδώ για πρώτη φορά, όπως και το Pink Floyd. Το περιμέναμε χρόνια, έγινε, το υποστηρίζουν πάρα πολύ καλά και με ηχητικό και με οπτικό υλικό. Είναι μόνο 4, το οποίο μετράει, γιατί προϋποθέτει ότι έχουν βάλει πάρα πολύ μεγάλη δουλειά μέσα σε αυτό. Είναι κάτι που το αγαπάνε, τα αγαπάμε και νομίζω θα συνεχίσει για πάρα πολύ καιρό έτσι.
Okay, what I have here is some guitars that I've specially set up and configured for the Pink Floyd tribute. The main idea was to create some replicas of the guitars that Mr. Gilmour used through the years with the band, and a big help here was that book by Mr. Phil Taylor, David Gilmour's Guitar Tech since the 70s up to today. The book is named The Blackstrat, but apart from the Blackstrat, Mr. Taylor provides really useful information about almost every guitar that Mr. Gilmour used through the years. Another big help was the site www.gilmours.com by Björn Rees. Big help, huge information. It's a must for every Gilmour maniac in this world. Okay, let's come to details now. First snapshot, first version of the Blackstrat, Bombay caster. You see here, it's actually a joke. It's a parts caster that I've made about a year ago. Has a warm-off neck, which actually is not one piece. It has a maple cap, like the first version of the Blackstrat. Coming to pickups, alder body, okay. Kinman's 62, 69B on bridge. Really, that end 60s, begin of 70s sound. Really Hendrix kind. Brilliant, with lots of highs and dynamics. In the middle, a typical custom 69er. So you have here the whole Bombay sound, and here you have that round sound for songs like Childhood's End, and that's the guitar really shines for the songs of that period, 70 to 72. Come to next version of the Blackstrat, 73. As far as I understand, Mr. Gilmour used this guitar for about 6 months in 73. Phil Taylor put him a humbucker here. If I'm not wrong, this was in order to recreate the sound of the second Money solo while playing live, because in the studio Mr. Gilmour used the US guitar, which has a humbucker, and at that time they were performing 4 people. It was not that easy, as far as I understand, to swap guitars during the song, so he made that experiment in order to have the humbucker sound. Actually, the sound is not the same as you have in a power strat with the humbuckers on bridge. The position is different, so the sound is different, but it's still a very good experiment and very interesting, I think. Next version, my number 1, all-time favorite, Brazilian rosewood neck, which provides a huge vocal sound, totally different from the maple cap and totally different from all contemporary rosewoods, be it from Madagascar or Indian. That's a true Brazilian thing. It comes, I guess, close to the vocality that the 63 neck offered when Mr. Gilmour swapped it to the Blackstrat in 73. Here we have Kinman's again. That's an 8X85. I've measured the pickup a few years ago. He comes very close to an FS1 that I borrowed from a friend, and that's why I put him here, because at the time of 77, according to Mr. Taylor, David Gilmour put such a pickup. That's my all favorite. It covers almost everything, but mainly the sounds from 75 to 77. Animals, first album, solo album of David Gilmour, even Wish You Were Here stuff. Kinman 56 here, it's the more soft sound from the neck, and the powerful one is there. As I said, my number 1, it's huge vocal sound, lots of harmonics and so on. Last not least, the wall strat. Okay, final version of Blackstrat comes very close to the one that Mr. Gilmour uses today, at least what the configuration goes. Okay, again, Kinman pickups here. This one is an AVN 64. I put it here because it comes very close to the SSL5, same with Dragon, it's in the actual guitar, but it's noiseless, of course. Okay, used mostly in wall songs, in post-war era. That was Blackstrat group. We come to more interesting things. My gold top, it's a ratio of 57 R7, but I've modified it to an R6, or better said to an R6.5. I swapped only neck humbucker and I put an original 1959 P90 here. This is just for another brick in the wall part 2. lead part which was initially played with this guitar. Again, one of my favorites, the Animals Telly. Okay, it comes close to the 59 that Mr. Gilmour had back then. Stratocaster pickup here, not a Telly here. Kinmanivian 48 for that really powerful sound. Okay, pounded body, rosewood, open, not an opportunity, drop D tuning, which is mostly for dogs, used for dogs. I don't tune the guitar whole one tone lower because I need also for the lead parts, and lead parts go really high here. So I just tune in drop D and use different voicings in order to have the rhythm parts correct and the lead part. And last not least, red strat, maple neck, alder body, DG 20 from EMG here. Okay, rarely used, but it's good to have. Concerning my setup, my rig, apart from the guitars, that was a huge topic that I have to cope with. Okay, I would like to have for each song, if possible, all the precise sounds that Mr. Gilmour had in studio, because we've grown up with the studio versions. We didn't have any concerts from Floyd here in Greece then, so in everybody's ears now are the studio versions, and I tried to recreate those sounds, where the decision was not easy, but it was somehow simple. Either I had to go the analog way or I had to go the digital way. Analog way means that I had to purchase a multiple of analog pedals for each era, let's say about 3 or 4 fast faces, same number of color sounds, 4 to 5 muffs and so on modulation, because for every pedal I would require a separate setting for each song. Then I had to have loopers and power stabilizers and all that kind of stuff that makes the systems really stable to work. And apart from that, of course, I should have high watt stacks and Leslie speakers and combined all to each other, which, okay, the fact I could do it, but the budget then goes to unreachable highs and it wasn't possible to me. So I decided to go the digital way. I tried all of my stuff that I had. I have modelers, digital rack units and so on, to see if I can create something that is close to the reality and sounds nice. Okay, and in that case it was not difficult to decide which way to go, and then I decided to go with my cockpit here. Let's say that's the Line 6 Vita, and despite to many people's occasions, well, what are you doing with this thing here? I believe that I, after countless days of work, really many working hours, working days, I would say, I have stabilized some sounds for the Pink Floyd tribute that we're doing. Don't forget that we're covering songs from all periods, from first up to the last album, so I had to have the variety to go. And with this thing, if you know how to approach it, that's a very important issue here. Know how to approach it. You can create literally almost every sound you're dreaming of, at least very close to. Of course, given that you have a correct guitar on that, so just show a little bit. Take, for instance, Time, the song. You can have the intro, delay and everything, and beyond. Then you can have, for example, the first rhythm verse. That stuff. Then you can go to the chorus, then with a little modulation there. Pretty neat, okay. then you can go to the leads and you can go to any time. You can go to breathe. The breeze, huge sound with the univibrator. It covers almost everything. Have a cigar. And of course the leads one. And beyond. Okay, a good case for showing Veda's versatility here is Dogs twin lead sound. You have entry solo on twin lead, and then you get the answer of guitar being more far away with delay and reverb, and this can be done by my pedal, so you get the twin lead sound here, and then system is really versatile. I mean, it's something that I really needed, and I have to say I'm still optimize the sounds from day to day. I'm getting closer and closer to that, and I'm very happy, and I think people are also happy. I mean, have from guitaring studio also customers and clients, so they're coming asking always, is that a tube or not? It's not a tube stack, that's a pure digital amp with a MOSFET power amp. That's what it's all about. A good cab, or I have also the combo version, and that's it. The rest has to be in your mind, comes from your heart and in the fingers, and of course the time you're spending on it in order to create the sounds as close as possible, that the atmosphere when you play with the band is there. Okay, we have some ideas. I feel we're still in the beginning with this thing, but we have some plans for the future. For instance, for example, people know that we have in Greece many open theaters, and many theaters, they are based on ancient ones, just functional in order to be able to present today's show there. So we have the plan to find such a theater and present the live in Bombay stuff in it, but with people, and of course also other things, but mainly to recreate Bombay live in a Greek ancient theater. That would be a plan. Well, we're just a group of ordinary Floyd maniacs, just like billions of others around the globe and maybe beyond. That's all.
And if the dam breaks open, many years too soon, and if there is no room upon the hill, and if your head explodes with dark forebodings too, dark side of the moon.